next block assembly, no. Sorry. That's somebody. I'm here to both thank and say goodbye to Kamel, who was an intern teacher in the Arabic department here at BB&N. And I want to sort of divide my remarks into two ways. One, the sort of impact that I think he's had at BB&N, and then speak a little more personally what I've learned from Kamel this year. First of all, he didn't come to no Arabic department. He came to an Arabic department that already was growing and becoming quite a force in the school. But he added a certain level of excitement to the Arabic department, and in particular, not only in the classroom, but the assemblies. You all remember where he had the music videos, but you may not have seen, or you may have heard in your classrooms, I saw in the office the impact that that had on students who I would not have expected to stop by and introduce themselves to Kamel and to say how beautiful they thought the music was and how important the impact on them it was. The message, the music, the message of peace, the music that he was showing the students is universal. And so that to me was something I wanted to mention, along with the impact to the Arabic club, which again has always been thriving, but I saw a student who actually won the Russian award the other day, Rory Page, become so excited by the Arabic club and wanting to figure out how to make it all work and pass it on. And that excitement came in part from his talking with Kamel. We heard about today in the assembly about Ryan perhaps walking along the Charles. It wasn't just Ryan, there was Aiden Hardigan, other students that I would not have thought that they would connect, that they would find a connection to Kamel that was so important to them. So in that regard, I wanted to mention that and thank you for that. As well, you came to my history class, my politics and global age class, to speak about Nasser, who was very important to you, and you don't know, but after you left and the next day when we were talking about it, they could feel the power of your love and commitment to Nasser, and it was something that surprised them, and that's always good in the classroom, for them to be surprised by passion. I know you did outreach or visited other classrooms. I know you visited Katie's classroom and Gustavo's classroom, and probably many, many others that I'm not aware of. You also did outreach to the whole community, and I don't mean just the BB&N community in this regard, but the community in the Boston area and the Cambridge area. You really were a goodwill ambassador in many ways, but also somebody who was a real-life example of what a teacher of Arabic or a teacher of English, but what a teacher could be. I have one question for you, and it concerns the person sitting next to you, and that is, next year, how do I get my New York Times delivered every morning? Marked up with the key articles that I'm going to want to read. I thought that was a good thing that you had there. On a personal level, I don't know if I could do what you've done this year. That is, go off to another country, to be a stranger in a strange land. but you were able to do it, and were able to do it with such amazing grace. And I think part of the reason that you could do it, and most of you don't know, but every day, practically every day, a little bit after lunchtime, he would Skype with his brother, many different places in the world, sometimes in the United States. But more importantly to me, he would Skype with his wife and his children as his children were about to go to bed. So that you never really were in a strange land. You always had that connection back to your home, to your family, and I found that really inspiring, and I sort of thank you for that. And in other ways, you reached out to the BB&N community, showing us insights, showing us, offering us another way of looking at things. And I think we all appreciate that. So I have to say that I've learned a lot from you. We all have learned a lot from you. And we all, and I thank you very much for your time here. And I know we'll be Skyping once you get back to Egypt. But as a small token, on behalf of the school, I got you a calligraphy pen and some ink, and as well also so that you can tell your wife or show your wife what Cambridge is really all about. It's the Images of America series on Cambridge. You can tell her that's what Cambridge still looks like many years old. So thank you again, Kamel.
Most of the Arabic language I taught this year was suggested by my 6-year-old daughter. While we Skyped every day, she told me, show them that, especially those songs which are favorite for her. So she contributed to it. The first time I felt being appreciated at that school, remember the